ending World War I took effect at 11 o'clock on the 11th day of the 11th month, an Army chaplain made his way forward to coordinate final arrangements for a service to observe the occasion and honor the fallen. Just then, the Germans fired their last artillery barrage of World War I, perhaps as a final act of defiance or as one of celebration, but it killed the chaplain, one of the last men, if not the last one, to die in World War I. Until President Eisenhower changed the emphasis and title, Veterans Day was observed as Armistice Day to commemorate the end of World War I. Veterans Day arouses three emotions: solemnity, because it honors the veterans who have defended their nation; pride, because they served so well; and sadness, because so many have lost their lives or well-being in their service. Most nations honor those who have served in the military or died for the country. In the United States, Memorial Day honors those who have died in service for the nation, while Veterans Day honors the 24 million living veterans. Another 37 million people are dependents of veterans. Combined, they represent 20% of the nation's population. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs is the largest federal agency. When a veteran dies, U.S. public law entitles them to burial with certain military honors. And a recently passed law permits veterans to salute the flag, even if not in uniform. So who is a veteran? The word comes from the Latin veteranus, vetus, meaning old, and refers to a former member of the armed forces, a person who fulfilled their civic duty in the military. Chaplain Dennis O'Brien personalized veterans in his definition. Some veterans bear visible signs of their service: a missing limb, a jagged scar, a certain look in the eye. Others may carry the evidence inside them: a pin holding a bone together, a piece of shrapnel in the leg, or perhaps another sort of inner steel, the soul's ally forged in the refinery of adversity. Except in parades, however, the men and women who serve their country wear no badge or emblem. You can't tell a vet just by looking. They're right here in our midst. So what is a vet? A vet is the city cop who spent 6 months in Saudi Arabia sweating in 130-degree heat, making sure that armored personnel carriers didn't run out of fuel. A vet is a nurse who fought against futility and went to sleep sobbing every night for a year in Da Nang. A vet is the POW who went away one person and came back another, or didn't come back at all. A vet is the drill instructor who has never seen combat, but has saved countless lives by turning slouchy, no-account punks and gang members into airmen, Marines, sailors, soldiers, and Coast Guardmen, and teaching them to watch each other's backs. A vet is the parade-riding legionnaire who pins on his medals and ribbons with a prosthetic hand. A vet is the career quartermaster who watches the ribbons and medals pass on by. A vet is the 3 anonymous heroes in the tomb of the unknowns, whose presence must forever preserve the memory of all the anonymous heroes whose valor dies unrecognized with them on the battlefield or in the ocean's deep. A vet is the old guy bagging groceries at the supermarket, palsied now and aggravatingly slow, who helped liberate a Nazi death camp, and who wishes all day long that his wife were still alive to hold him when the nightmares come. A vet is an ordinary and an extraordinary human being, a person who sacrificed some of his life's most vital years in the service of his country, and who sacrificed his ambitions so others would not have to sacrifice theirs. So remember, each time you see someone who has served our country, just lean over and say thank you. That's all most people need. And in most cases, it will mean more than any medals they could have been awarded. In preparing my remarks, I searched the internet for information on veterans. And if you look at only one site, go to www.va.gov. That site offers more to learn than you have time to read. Though there are over 1 million websites mentioning veterans, little is known about Seventh-day Adventist veterans. They number in the thousands, having served in militaries of many nations. During 1954 to 1973, nearly 2,500 Adventist soldiers voluntarily entered the U.S. Army's medical research program known as the White Coats. Their numerous contributions benefited the physical well-being and health of millions of people in years that followed. Television's History Channel aimed an hour-long program on the White Coats. Their story is also told in the book For God and Country, Operation White Coat, by Commanders Robert Mole and Dale Mole, U.S. Navy. You can obtain a copy from the General Conference Adventist Chaplaincy's Ministries Department, or from the White Coat Foundation office at Loma Linda University. Did you know Adventists had one post of Veterans of Foreign Wars in Tennessee? It is known for its community service projects rather than drinking and card games. In the Hawaiian Islands, the Kahala Adventist Church maintains a small cemetery for Seventh-day Adventist veterans. A few months before his death, I took my father to his boyhood home in northern Michigan for a visit with his brothers and sisters. We did not know then that it would be his last trip. While there, Uncle John opened his scrapbooks that documented his experiences in 4 Pacific campaigns during World War II. He had carefully maintained a daily diary of his feelings, impressions, and observations for nearly 3 years of frontline combat without returning home until victory was achieved. Listening to their stories and reading those records gave me profound insights into the lives of uncommonly brave soldiers that many histories have overlooked. 7 Councell brothers were veterans. Another inspired journal chronicles many military maneuvers: War in Heaven, Abraham's daring raid to rescue Lot, the children of Israel conquering Canaan, Gideon's guerrilla tactics, David's victory over the Philistines, civil wars, foreign invasions, and demise of nations. All are recorded in the Bible, except when soldiers carried out King Herod's orders to kill the baby boys in Bethlehem and mock Christ on the cross. The New Testament portrays soldiers in a positive light. When soldiers asked John the Baptist what they should do, the evangelist did not tell them, "Get out of the military." Instead, he encourages them to perform their duties better. None of the inspired New Testament writers condemn military service. Jesus commended a centurion for possessing greater faith than found in all Israel. At Golgotha, a pagan Roman army officer is the only one to acknowledge the crucified Jesus as the Son of God. Later, the very first Gentile convert to the Christian faith was another Roman army officer named Cornelius, who then formed the first Christian church in his own home. At grave political risk, another commander, Claudius Lysias, rescued Paul from a mob in Jerusalem and assassination plots. And then on the way to Rome, Julius trusted the prisoner Paul more than his own guards and sailors, thereby sparing 276 persons from certain death. You can see the story in Acts 27. Apparently, the gospel writers respected soldiers and often used allusions and metaphors to the military when illustrating the Christian life. Even Jesus is portrayed as the commander of heaven's armies when he comes again. Christians find themselves in the world with all of its complexities and compromises from the perfect Edenic state God created. God never desired that man should experience the trials and troubles and tragedies that plague humans as a result of sin. We often must choose between legitimate priorities that clash with each other: culture and faith, civic responsibilities, and Christian values. Is Christ against culture? If so, should Christians isolate themselves from the world? Or is Christ in culture? And if so, should we seek unity with the world? History teaches imitation quickly costs identity, and isolation limits effective outreach. How can an Adventist Christian reach the world and not be part of it? Christ's exemplary life and ministry provides the answer. And veterans have shown us how to apply his answer in today's life. The world needs today what it needed 2,000 years ago: a revelation of Christ. Christ's method alone will give true success in reaching the people. The Savior mingled with men as one who desired their good. He showed his sympathy for them, ministered to their needs, and won their confidence. Then he bade them, "Follow me."